Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Pillars of Eternity 2. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're supposed to join me today because we're messing with an orrery. Now, how exactly is that going to work? Because I think I need to know the order of things. But, let's find out. I have the coordinates. The orrery. Am I pronouncing that correctly? I don't know. Probably not, because two R's sounds different than one R in my head. But I don't think that's a rule in English. Anyway, the controls are oiled and ready to be manipulated. And if that doesn't sound dirty, I don't know what does. Enter the coordinates for the Huntress Legend constellations. Yep. As the last number settles into place, you hear the sound of dormant gears beginning to turn. A low vibration builds under your feet. Oh, it moves. Oh, look at the moves. Heck yeah. Oh, what? Oh, I thought it was gonna, show us how... Oh, wait! Oh, nah, dang it. I thought it was gonna show us how the moons work. But there's a thing in it. There's a thing in it. Why, what happened? After activating the orrery in Bacarna's observatory, the model of one of Eora's moons opened to reveal a hidden cache, depending on how you pronounce that. I'm not really sure how you pronounce that, because I forgot. I've known it in the past. What is it? It oh. That's right. That's right. Bacarna's research, though. Okay, so last episode I equipped a blunderbuss for Penumbra, and yeah, because I needed a wand, and I have a wand. Bacarna's research. This journal details the wizard Bacarna's studies of the night sky. She built an observatory and crafted specialized instruments to research her theory that some arcane energies originate from incredibly remote sources, perhaps even the stars themselves. Her final entry reads, quote, "The stars are either dead zones or my instruments lack refinement. Shouting over their energy signature is a concentration of soul essence moving through the Deadfire, enough to justifiably be called a river. Oddly, it seems to pick up speed where it veers off to the northeast, as if drawn into a whirlpool. What is this region hiding that can exert such a tug on reincarnation itself? Bacarna, you are in way over your head," it reads. Reincarnation itself. Wait, that's pretty important. That's to do with what I was saying before about the wheel. About how the gods take care of the wheel. Fun fact, by the way, this representation of orbits, anyway, is more common. You can see that they're like perfect circles and all this sort of stuff. This is more common of, I want to say, pre-15th century science, but I don't know exactly. For the longest time, the understanding of the sky was based on trying to achieve as simple of a synthesis as possible, and having orbits that were perfectly circular was like a pretty big deal. It wasn't, so we still don't know what this is. I suppose this is to the northeast, but we're not going to do anything with this. Yeah. But orbits that were perfectly circular were definitely very much the goal of finding of science and all that. But and I think it was 15 something or other. Somebody realized that they're not quite as regular as we might have thought, and they are sort of elliptical and things. And I think the first model was that they were elliptical, and then we realized that it's a whole lot more complicated than anything that we could hope for. Anyway, we're gonna get out of here. Do I need to bring you down or something? The gold bell. No, I don't think so, but let's just look for it. Gold bell. I have no leads. Good. That's fine. Let's go. Oh, speaking of which, speaking of leads, I need this to get out of there. Thank you very much. I need this. Why do you have to... How does that even work? That's a bug. It's what that is. Sort by time. It's over here. Put it over there. Put it over there. Copy that. Good. And we have try the creature. Yeah. So, let's put that over there. I don't know why you have that. Maybe because I got it over there. Anyway, we need to go back to Nekataka, to Onikaza for sure, because there is a quest. I pressed 3. Pressed 3 and it showed up yeah, I think it showed up a few skills over there. Okay, let's go back to Nekataka because we were supposed to give back some information. Actually, I'm gonna save up here. I'm not really sure if we need to, but I expect to. We got some info. Adair was just really wanted to go there, and so I didn't want to keep him waiting. But I can keep Elthas waiting. That's fine. He's way too self-assured. We have one ship over here. You go. It's not named or anything, as far as I can tell. Anyway, did that fix thing? No, it did not. So I need to do that. Need to go down here. Who's injured? That is you. You go over there, and then I click here, and that's that. Okay, and then nope, that's not the key. This is the key, and then I can put you back over there. Good. Now we are going to the Serpent's Crown immediately. Well, is it? I think it is. To the Kahanga Palace rooftop. Exactly. 3 hours of jogging. It was just jogging up the hill, because why wouldn't we? I was looking over here. Do you see that line? That's perfect. That's so good. It looked as almost as if there was something in the map itself, rather than just the thing that pops up. That looks really good, Del. You must have sailed far to come here. Yes, I do sail quite a lot, so it's fine. We haven't been everywhere, of course, but...
What madness has its clutches around Pariki's overlook? The mountain shakes. Bellows of anguish echo over the wind.
It's the dragon. I'm sorry, sort of. Onikaza raises a trembling hand to her brow.
And a shadow rose from the streets to cover Queen's Birth on its way to the sea. Now the traders look to me for answers I do not have.
Onikaza pounds her armrest with her fist.
Nothing but panic and contradiction make their way to my ears. Tell me, what happened?
Well... The Water Shapers Guild is a mess on account of some snakes and a dragon. That is the loveliest line. Nagi invaded the guild to rescue an ancient sea dragon. The guild had a very sizable infestation on the basement. Yeah, I'm gonna say this one. Nagi invaded the guild.
You do not jest.
I don't. The queen blinks and slowly rises to sit straight in her throne.
About many things, Highness. Not this, I say.
Tekehu folds his arms and closes his eyes. Something about the gesture causes Onikaza to hold her attention on him.
For what did the guild endanger my city with this creature? I will hear Myru's report.
Onikaza searches over your shoulder. Yeah, that's it's sort of a bit of a problem there. Skiotti Elefas agreed to lend the Water Shapers his strength to protect the archipelago. Pariki captured the dragon long ago and built the guild around his prison. I'm gonna go with that, rather than the guildmaster being dead. Yeah, let's just go with that.
Pariki was a whaler before she took up Nagati's art. I say her largest trophy was a secret, well kept.
She sighs, cradling her chin on her palm.
Kahanga legends tell us that our ancestors made compacts with the creatures of the Deadfire.
Compacts. Onikaza cuts herself off and snaps her fingers to an attendant.
Send for Ranga Hauhua of the Wapua tribe. If she could soften the hearts of my cats, I say dragons are not beyond her.
As her attendants make for the exit, Onikaza leans back in her throne and considers.
Ikera, but I cannot believe... Highness, would you trap another of Ngati's ancient pets?
I would go any distance to protect my people. Can Nagati's chosen say the same?
You say that, I will remind you there's people starving in your city. Right now. It's your responsibility. It's absolutely her responsibility. It's not even, like... We're not even... it's super her responsibility. Not, they're starving, not in the sense that she made them starve, but that she doesn't give them food. And it's her food to do the whole thing of the price share thing. Onikaza turns back to you, leaving Tekehu to pull on his hair and frown.
Speak on, Watcher. As surely as a tide swelling over the shore, I feel you are not finished.
All I know is that anyone who learned water shaping here leached off the dragon soul.
Then Pariki's students had an advantage in their lessons, I say. And Myru's after her. All at the cost of this beast's freedom.
She raises her brow.
If water shaping is not as our ancestors taught it, we cannot reckon how much of the original form we have lost.
A sinking feeling accompanies her thoughts, as if Onekaza feels a vast well of uncertainty open beneath her.
What became of the dragon, Watcher? If the power of this beast strengthened our guild.
She leans forward. I set him free. Nothing in Onekaza's outward bearings changes, but the silence of the rooftop garden feels especially oppressive. Then you notice the scratching sound of her nails in the armrest of her chair, and her tigers glance up at you with sudden attentiveness.
No, no, I say! Nagati close her teeth around your boat and Wodika scrawl your name in her log of disgrace.
I don't care for Wodika's log, to be honest. What's the problem? Yeah, I might want to go with that. What the guild did was wrong. I said it right. Shiori left. Shiori. What? It's probably she. Shiori Elafas. Probably hates foreigners. I set him loose so as a favor to you. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it was that's me bending the truth quite a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the second one rather than the first one. I mean, this is a little bit too disingenuous. I'm not really sure if I want to go with that. I don't know what to expect from her. So what the guild did was wrong. I said it right.
If my apprentices struggle to learn Nagati's art, then we have no hope of replenishing the ranks. And I do not have the luxury of patience.
You have plenty of other luxuries, though.
I cannot keep Rawatai in check if they do not recognize our strength. The guild can outlast this, but our enemies will test us beyond what we can endure.
Interesting that we have a pretty high diplomacy check over here. You can't afford to lose friends on Ikaza. That is weird. Why would I... What friends is she losing right now? Me, I assume. This is my thanks for... Yeah, she's probably casting me out because all the other lines seem to be in relation to she not liking me. I didn't set out to damage the Huana cause, Ines. Where to go from here? I guess it's time if your rivals have any work available. Yeah, she's definitely cutting ties with me. I'm gonna... Yeah, you can't afford to lose friends. Onekaza.
You think I do not know this?
Onekaza's lips peel back in a grimace.
An ally of the crown would do anything to preserve our way of life. To see that the Huana prosper, I say.
Huh. It's the first time she refers to prosperity. I think. I mean, we've known her for a long while. But for her to be talking about prosperity rather than survival... Does she actually mean that, though? Or is that just an empty word? Because it could be just an empty word, after all. Well, it would fit. I don't think she means that, though. Because she's not. They're not prospering. This is my thanks for helping, for the help I gave your brother. I didn't set out to damage the Huana. This is also pretty disingenuous. This is my thanks for the help I gave your brother. No, this is your thanks for releasing the dragon. Yeah. Of course, obviously, there's a nuance to this, which is that it's rather this is the way I'm treated, even though I helped your brother, which is just a different way of phrasing it, a more persuasive way of phrasing it, even though it's absolutely a wrong way of phrasing it. Or wrong argument or question, rhetorical question. I didn't set out to damage the Huana cause, Highness.
Then you are nothing but a fish puppet Ngati sent to trick us with cheap lures of hope. Even in desperate times, this falls beneath the expectations of the Kahanga crown. You may see yourself out.
A wave of concerned whispers crosses from one end of the rooftop to the other. Huh. I wouldn't expect these people to be important. Would you simply hand an ally to your competitors, Onekaza? She winces. An expectant murmur grows among the onlookers of the rooftop garden.
Wait. Water Shapers have kept this city in the hands of the Kahanga. A queen cannot do this alone.
She looks up at you, a deep furrow cleaving her brow.
You may work off your debt to the crown. I will swallow my pride if it keeps an ally under my roof.
The tension in the garden begins to ebb with the softening of Onikaza's tone. Just kidding. I quit. I don't know, though. If I do this, I'm pretty sure Tekehu is gonna leave. But the thing is this. She's in a position where she's in a position where she's actively giving power to the Principe. It's weird. It's such a weird combination of things. It also depends on, I suppose, the options we made so far. I'm not really sure, but she's in a position where the Principe are gaining power because they're smuggling things and people into her poorer parts of the street. And the pirates and all this sort of stuff, they of course feed off of people who can't find decent work. Obviously I'm saying that piracy is not decent. But what I mean is the Principe are her allies. In not in an immediate way, but effectively they are, because they are fighting off, well, they're not very powerful. Oh, I haven't messed with them in a while, but they're not very powerful. But at least they're fighting off the Valen Trading Company, which is an existential threat to the Kahanga. And Juana? Wait, Kahanga? Juana? Oh, the Kahanga? Sure, whatever, to the Juana. But then again, so is Rawatai. Although Rawatai is such a weird, complicated thing, because they are the invaders, but at the same time it's super weird. Because they're oppressive in a social sense, we've seen that already, and they're oppressive in a military sense, obviously, which is two things that they definitely have going up against them from the Juana perspective, and the Valians are just from an economic standpoint. Or was it... No, wait. Did the Valians force change on the Juana? I'm not really sure. Change as in, like... We saw the Rawatai building houses for the Juana and all that sort of stuff. That's what I'm referring to. I don't think the Valian did that. So, yeah, it's just... They are surrounded on all sides. The Valians are, for me, the Valians are the worst, because they are feeding off of people's essences. So, I don't know. It's super complicated. I'm gonna say nothing and see what she has to say.
Akira, perhaps you are wise to hold your tongue. My water-shaping masters will arrive soon, and I say the guild will be stronger for their guidance. But a queen's work is not finished until she has endured all of Nagati's trials. I could send birds to every Ranga and rally them to our cause, but Neketaka needs more than strength. We need pure Juana fury. We need the Wahaki.
An aggressive and isolationist Juana... Oh, I've heard of these. The Wahaki have consistently pushed back against Valian and Rawatai in efforts to expand into the outlying islands of the archipelago. I think they might be analogous to the Erglan Fathan in the first game. Also, just now I'm realizing there might be an easier explanation to my pickle with them regarding the Roparu, the weaker caste or the poorer caste. I think maybe it's not going to be addressed by the game. It hasn't been addressed so far, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be addressed. I'm currently playing another game called Enderall in the channel. In fact, I'm almost finishing it, and nowhere in the game does anybody even mention the fact that in that game, the capital city has a similar situation to what we have here with, what is it called? That place that is like the pits, basically the pits of the city. And in Enderall, there's a similar situation, and there's actually a lot of parallels in this political structure of both Enderall, or in Enderall and in here in Deadfire. but it's not addressed there as well. And in that game, it's a little bit more transparent why it's not addressed, because there's other things that go along with it, so it doesn't matter specifying. But in that game, I figure it's not addressed because it's just not an issue. The differences and the injustice that exists between the poorer of the city and the richer is just not an issue that they felt, that the writers felt that really needed to be talked about. And now that I think about it, and now that I see how this game is just completely glossing over that, and just sort of treating it as, much like Enderall does, as sort of the way things are. There's poor people and there's rich people, which is definitely not the way things are. It's just, I mean, it's the way things are here in Nekataka, and it's definitely the way things are in Enderall as well, but that's not the way things have to be. The thing is, it might be... I think the writers might have just had that sort of attitude of, it's the way things are, and that's why we're not seeing a resolution to the Roparo struggle. Which is weird, I feel. Anyway, yeah, so maybe we should forget about them, because that's what they do anyway. Forget the Roparo. They're not really people. They're not starving.
My brother calls the Wahaki the last true Huana. He's severe on the Kahanga, but I do not call him wrong.
The phrasing here is worrying.
You dealt with them peacefully on Motare Okozi. I am hoping you can make lightning strike a second time. The tribe hates all foreigners. Passing ships are attacked on sight, and explorers never make it back to the beach.
Go on.
I have hesitated to let the trading companies see my teeth, but those days are behind us. Filling the seas with Wahaki war canoes will strike terror in the heart of even Rawatai's Iron Fleet.
Are we still pitting cannons against canoes, Highness?
Maya glances up from furiously scribbling notes, her brow raised. She's just writing and they don't mind? That's super weird.
Cannons exhaust themselves after every battle cry. My warriors do not.
Isn't this ill-advised? Isn't this super bad? She's not in a position to fight this militarily. Nobody is in a position to fight this militarily. Rawatai is Rawatai. Although they might be painted by the game in an untrue light, but we have seen they are the biggest military force. No way. Like, the few things we know from Rawatai in the first game are specifically about how powerful they are, and how, well, it's got to do with a few other things, but it just touches that, how just they are super powerful. She can't fight them. She's gonna kill them. The Wahaki. Can I not? I can't ask. Yeah. I have questions before I agree to this.
Ask. I would not have you journeying to Oriokoiki uninformed.
Oriokoiki? The cursed land of corpses?
The corpses refer to the pungent Koiki trees. The curse. There are Nguithan ruins on the isle. I say our ancestors were either superstitious or had no taste for Koiki.
I've heard enough. I'm going. I'm not gonna say that, but yes. I'd like to know more about the Wahaki.
It is said the Wahaki did unspeakable things to survive the downfall of our ancestors, cannibalizing the injured and making blood sacrifices to the gods.
And again, parallels to the Erglanfathans. Again, another parallel with the Erglanfathans with the ruins that she mentioned before. The ones that I did yeah. Because the Erglanfathans also mess with that, but the blood sacrifices specifically, also another parallel.
As the dust settled, the other tribes learned to keep their distance from the tribe. Those who do not think like my brother say the Wahaki never recovered from the loss of Ukaizo.
The Wahaki warned us about entering Motare Okozi. I believe they're good at heart. Do I believe they're good at heart? That's also a very weird thing to say. I don't remember them, so I'm gonna say that, but I don't remember if I think this or not.
If you would judge them on the basis of one chance meeting, that is your risk to take.
Maya apparently smelled somebody's farts. What do you seek to gain from this alliance?
The Huana are always stronger together than we were apart. I want the Wahaki to remember this. Today, we are tribes, united under the gods. Tomorrow, we can be an empire, and the Deadfire our protected haven.
I've heard enough.
Akira, then you will seek out the Wahaki and bring their strength to the Kahanga?
I'll make contact with the Wahaki and hope for the best.
Sail for the Isle of Oryokoiki and return when you have an answer from the tribe, whether fair or foul. The island lies northwest of Nekataka. There is a phrase which will protect my royal herald. Over crumbling mountains, across blighted seas. If you remember this, it could save your life.
I had other questions?
Speak freely, Herald of Bereth.
No. Okay, farewell. Yeah, I'll try to remember that. Shaking his head, Tekehu seems uncertain of where to place his focus. He draws and expels heavily, whistling breaths through his nose. And by the way, there's a reason I think why I would never be able to convince her not to send me on this quest. And that has to do more with the designs of role-playing games, computer role-playing games anyway, than anything else. It would be bad design if I could just convince her of a different thing, and completely... Well, it wouldn't be bad design, but I would miss the whole expedition to where we're going right now. So if the game has a story to tell, and you want things not to be super non-linear, then it makes sense that I would be able to just go along with it for right now, and then be able to convince her later, after I am shown all the sides. This is not... Yeah, it's definitely something that has a precedent already in this game. Tekehu, do you want to talk?
And to my tribe, the Water Shapers were keepers of the past. Our connection to the ancestors.
His speech rises in intensity, though he doesn't seem aware of it.
How the guild heaped praise on Ngati's chosen. How they congratulated themselves for acquiring me, I say. My cage was a gilded one. Their dragon, he was not so lucky.
I think it's unfair to say that he was complicit in them. Not that it's wrong, he was complicit in them, in the guild's honorifics. Or rather, in what happened, but unwittingly complicit. So, and I'm not sure it's right for me to point it out, because he might not be able to tell the difference between that right now. I'm gonna share his pain. I see your point. They used... No, not us both. You both. The dragon and him. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he was raised... He was raised to be one of the chosen. And that's his storyline all through from the beginning. So yeah.
The guild teaches a likeness of Ngati's art. For shame. But they posture before outsiders like masters of old.
He holds up an authoritative finger, breathing heavily.
To inspire the world with Ngati's gift. This is my calling.
Nekataka needs your strength. I'm gonna go along with what I said before. See that the guild remembers that.
None of this changes how I feel when I practice the forms. Like swimming over an ocean trench, I say. But Pariki twisted my art into a perversion. An echo of what it should be. The guild must change for the Hawana to grow. I say that as Ngati's message delivered through her son's mouth.
That sounds good to me. What do you plan on doing about it?
I will bring a change not seen since the days of our ancestors. Our legends speak of the covenant with Ngati, one that defined the tribes for generations. The ancestors gave her unwavering devotion, and she gave them a gift.
Tekehu sighs and lazily scoops a palmful of water droplets from the air. They form a rough approximation of an anglerfish.
Losing Ukaizo severed our connection to the gods. Over time, their gifts diminished.
The anglerfish turns belly up and puffs into vapor.
The tribes have never needed Ukaizo more. With Ngati's blessing, I would bring Ukaizo to them.
Tell me what you know of Ukaizo.
An island, a city, a dream. The best of our people, before Cataclysm buried it under ash and waves. Others call it the heart of the Huana Empire. More still, call it home.
What would you expect to find on Ukaizu?
The bleached bones of the past? Lewd sculptures? No one knows what the Huana left behind, and there is little enough for us to guess by.
So you say Ngati gave you water shaping?
Nikera, talent like mine was once effortless, I say. Our birthright as Huana. Our ancestors could raise islands or divide the seas. No warship could stand against us. Now only a fraction of us remember.
That's weird, because he's a godlike. And I think it's what he means, but then again he says... Does he mean that... That's weird. Does it mean that all Huana had... No, it doesn't mean that all Huana were godlike. Although it makes it sound like that's the case. So you're committed to finding the island?
Nikera, sometimes I wonder if we lost the Covenant for a reason. And if Ngati's chosen should choose his own path. Whatever we find, what better crew than friends to find lost Ukaizo on treacherous seas? Nikera?
He makes a sweeping gesture, grinning all the while.
I'm glad we got him excited. Makes me wish I knew how to sail.
Sounds fun. Akira. Right, Ishi?
Did you hear that? We're friends, him and I.
And she flushes prettily, a happy smile tugging at her lips.
Captain, you have let the handsome fish do all the talking. I needed this. Thank you.
He releases a heavy sigh, shaking out his arms as the tension dissipates. Well, I like hearing the handsome fish talk. One of Tekehu's hairs slips over his ear. He smooths it back with a gentle squish, clearing his throat. The world around you darkens, and once again you feel an insistent tug for your attention, the pull centering from Tekehu's soul.
My handsome fish is intimidated by his own potential. How upsetting for him.
The air around you feels thick with moisture. Andra leans forward in her throne.
See the anxiety that takes shelter behind his confident smile? He has worn that since he was old enough to swim. I could always plant the Covenant in his dreams, but that would spoil the fun of Ukaizo. My final test with Huana. Help him to rise up from crawling. Help him to stand and walk as a man, as a god.
Her presence draws away, and watery fingers lightly brush the nape of your neck.
Still with us, Captain? I had no desire to bore you with my inane chatter.
Tekehu smirks, eyeing you with concern. Let's be off. Yes, let's be off, and that's the end of the episode as well. So for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Pills of Eternity 2. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.